The cold wind bit sharply through the night air, sending a chill that seemed to creep under Alex's jacket and freeze his very bones. Snowflakes drifted softly down from the sky, covering the quiet streets in a gentle white blanket. The world felt still, almost magical. Yet beneath that calm, something was about to change everything. As Alex walked home from work, his breath forming small clouds in the icy air, a faint sound caught his attention. It was soft, but urgent, a tiny, desperate cry coming from the edge of the park near the old oak tree. Curious and alarmed, Alex quickened his pace toward the sound. There, lying beneath the tree's bare branches, wrapped in a worn but warm blanket, was a baby, tiny and fragile. The infant's eyes were squeezed shut as it cried into the cold night. Beside the bundle was a small piece of paper, a note. Alex's heart hammered wildly. He knelt down, gently lifting the baby into his arms. The warmth of the child surprised him against the freezing air, and an overwhelming wave of protectiveness washed over him. Carefully, he unfolded the note and read the shaky handwriting. The message was simple but heavy. Please take care of her. She is a gift. I cannot keep her safe. Forgive me. Tears welled in Alex's eyes. Who had left this precious life here? Why? And what kind of danger was this baby running from? In that moment, under the cold winter sky, Alex knew his life would never be the same. With trembling hands, he wrapped the baby closer to his chest and started walking home, toward an unknown future filled with hope, fear, and love. Alex was a quiet man, the kind who liked his routine and the comfort of small, familiar things. He lived alone in a small apartment on the edge of town, surrounded by the hum of city life, but often feeling a little apart from it. His days were filled with work at a local bookstore, a place full of stories and dreams that contrasted with his own simple, uneventful life. He was 32 years old, tall and lean, with dark hair that often fell into his eyes. People said he had kind eyes, the kind that made strangers feel safe. But behind those eyes was a quiet loneliness, a feeling he didn't often talk about. Alex wasn't someone who wore his heart on his sleeve, but if you looked closely, you could see a sadness buried deep inside. For years, Alex had dreamed of having a family, a home filled with laughter, a child to hold and love. But life had other plans. He had been in a serious relationship once, with a woman named Sarah. They were happy for a time, sharing hopes and plans for the future. But after a painful miscarriage, their dreams crumbled. The silence that followed between them grew louder until, finally, they drifted apart. Since then, Alex focused on work and kept his heart guarded. He poured himself into the little joys of life, a good book, a warm cup of coffee, quiet evenings listening to music. But deep down, he longed for something more, for connection, for meaning. That cold winter night was no different. Alex had just finished a late shift at the bookstore. The streets were empty, and the snow made the city feel strange and distant. He usually walked home quickly, eager to escape the cold, but that night, something made him slow down. Maybe it was the silence or the stillness of the snow-covered park. Or maybe it was something deeper, a feeling he couldn't explain. As he walked, his thoughts drifted back to his lost dreams and quiet hopes. He thought about what it would be like to hold a child in his arms, to protect and love someone so completely. The idea made his heart ache. Little did he know, his life was about to change in ways he had never imagined. Finding the baby under the tree wasn't just a random moment. It was the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with challenges and love, pain and hope. Alex wasn't prepared for what was coming, but something inside him knew he had to try. For that tiny life, left alone on a cold winter night, he would become a protector, a guardian, and maybe even a father. As he held the baby close and started walking toward home, Alex felt a strange mix of fear and determination. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear. He could not turn away. For the first time in a long while, Alex felt that quiet hope stirring inside him again. The moment Alex stepped into his apartment, the warmth from the heater wrapped around him, but it couldn't compare to the warmth he felt holding the tiny baby in his arms. The child's soft breaths and quiet whimpers echoed in the small room, filling the space with a fragile life that demanded care and protection. Alex laid the baby gently on the couch, wrapping her in a thick blanket he had found in the closet. His heart pounded with a mix of excitement and fear. He had never held a baby before, and now he was responsible for this tiny, helpless being. Questions flooded his mind. What did she like? Was she hungry? Cold? Sick? His hands trembled as he searched online for baby care tips. He read about feeding schedules, diaper changes, and how to soothe a crying infant. None of it was easy, but Alex was determined to do everything right. He prepared a small bottle of warm milk, holding the baby close as she drank quietly. The moment was perfect, fragile, and full of hope. For the first time in years, Alex felt a deep connection, a bond that went beyond words. But the reality soon set in. The baby needed more than just warmth and milk. She needed medical care. The next morning, Alex took her to the local hospital, heart pounding with worry. The nurses and doctors were kind but surprised by the story. They ran tests to make sure she was healthy. No infections, no signs of abuse. The baby was strong, considering everything. But questions lingered in the air. Who was she? Why had someone left her alone in the freezing cold? Back at home, Alex faced a new challenge, balancing his life with the needs of this little life he barely knew. Nights were the hardest. The baby cried often, waking him from deep sleep. He learned to rock her gently, sing soft lullabies, and calm her tiny hands. Neighbors began to notice the change. The once quiet and solitary man was now often seen carrying a stroller, speaking softly to the baby. Some smiled warmly, others whispered with curiosity. Alex felt both proud and vulnerable. At work, his colleagues asked questions, sensing something different. He was careful with his words, not ready to share the full story. He didn't want pity, just understanding. Days turned into weeks, and slowly, Alex and the baby settled into a routine. He named her Lily, inspired by the delicate flower that bloomed even in the coldest seasons. Lily's presence filled his home with light and laughter, melting away the shadows of loneliness. Still, the mystery of Lily's past weighed heavily on Alex's mind. The note he found with her was the only clue, a plea for forgiveness and hope. He knew he couldn't keep this secret forever. Someone was looking for her. Or maybe someone had left her to protect her. Despite the fear and uncertainty, Alex made a promise to Lily. He would keep her safe, love her unconditionally, and fight for a future, no matter what. That promise gave him strength. And as he watched Lily sleep peacefully one night, wrapped in his arms, Alex knew that his life, once quiet and lonely, had been forever changed by a baby found on a cold winter night. Days passed, but the mystery of the note stayed heavy on Alex's mind. Every time he looked at Lily sleeping peacefully in her crib, the unanswered questions tugged at his heart like cold fingers. The note was short but powerful. Please take care of her. She is a gift. I cannot keep her safe. Forgive me. Those words echoed in Alex's mind. Who had written this? What danger had the baby faced? And why was she left alone in the cold? Alex kept the note carefully folded in a small box, the only clue he had. He read it over and over, searching for something he might have missed, a name, a hint, anything. But the handwriting was shaky and simple. No names, no addresses, just a desperate plea for forgiveness. The feeling of helplessness grew inside him. He wanted answers, but he didn't know where to start. One afternoon, Alex decided to visit the local police station. He hoped they could help find the baby's parents, or at least check if anyone had reported a missing child. Sitting in the crowded waiting room, his nerves twisted like a knot in his stomach. When it was his turn, Alex showed the officer the note and told the story. The officer listened carefully but explained that without more information, it would be difficult to track down the parents. They promised to keep an eye out, but warned Alex that many babies are abandoned and sometimes families don't want to be found. Alex left the station feeling more alone than ever. Back at home, strange things began to happen. A man appeared near his apartment, asking questions about the baby. He said he was a social worker, but something about him made Alex uneasy. The man's eyes were sharp, almost cold. When Alex asked for ID, the man smiled but walked away quickly. Alex realized he had to be careful. Who else knew about Lily? Was someone watching him? Was the danger mentioned in the note still near? That night, Alex sat by Lily's crib, staring at the note again. The words, "I cannot keep her safe," haunted him. If the danger was real, Was Lily still in danger now that she was with him? He decided to search for help beyond the police. Alex reached out to a local charity that helped abandoned children and families in crisis. The kind woman who answered the phone listened patiently. She promised to offer support and connect Alex with others who might know more. Despite the worry, Alex felt a small spark of hope. He wasn't alone. Still, the mystery of Lily's past weighed on him every day. He imagined the mother who had left her. What pain and fear she must have felt to give up her child like that. He wanted to find her, to understand, to offer forgiveness. At the same time, Alex feared what he might uncover. What if the truth was darker than he could imagine? What if the danger was closer than he thought? The weight of these questions pushed Alex to learn more about being a guardian. He read books about adoption and child protection, joined online forums, and talked to experts. He wanted to be ready for whatever came next. Through it all, one thing was clear. Lily was his responsibility now. The baby who had come into his life on a cold winter night had changed everything. And no matter the cost, Alex was determined to protect her and to solve the mystery that had brought them together. The days turned into weeks, and slowly but surely, Alex and Lily's lives began to weave together like threads in a warm, soft blanket. At first, everything felt new and overwhelming. The cries in the middle of the night, the endless diaper changes, the gentle rocking to sleep. It was a world Alex had never entered before. But with every small moment, his love for Lily grew deeper. He watched her tiny fingers curl around his, her soft breath against his cheek, and her wide eyes that seemed to study the world with innocent curiosity. Despite the sleepless nights and endless worries, Alex felt something he hadn't felt in a long time, a true purpose. There were challenges, of course. Life wasn't easy with a baby suddenly in his care. Alex had to learn quickly how to soothe her when she cried, how to calm her when she was restless. Sometimes, despite all his efforts, Lily's cries felt like they would never stop, and Alex's heart ached with helplessness. Work became difficult, too. Alex had to juggle his bookstore hours with the constant needs of a newborn. There were days when exhaustion wrapped around him like a heavy fog, and he wondered if he could keep up. But Lily's smile, that tiny magical smile, was like sunshine breaking through the clouds. It gave him strength to keep going. Neighbors started to notice the change in Alex. Mrs. Thompson from downstairs often brought homemade soup, while Mr. Clark, the quiet man from next door, would offer to watch Lily for an hour so Alex could rest. Slowly, a community began to form around them, a safety net of kindness and support. Yet, despite the love blossoming in his heart, a shadow remained. The mystery of Lily's past was a constant presence, reminding Alex that their happiness was fragile. What if someone came looking for her? What if the danger that forced her abandonment was still close? Alex wrestled with these fears in the quiet moments, especially late at night, when Lily slept peacefully beside him. He promised himself he would do everything to protect her, no matter what. He also began to think about the future. What would Lily's life be like? Could he provide her with the family and love she deserved? The thought both frightened and inspired him. Alex found comfort in small routines. Morning walks with Lily bundled up in her stroller, reading bedtime stories, singing soft lullabies he made up on the spot. Each ritual strengthened the bond between them, a silent language of love growing stronger every day. Sometimes, when Lily looked up at it with her big, curious eyes, Alex could almost see the trust forming there, fragile but real. He knew that trust was a gift he had to protect carefully. Despite all the challenges, Alex felt something incredible. Hope. Hope that love could heal wounds, that a family could be built in the most unexpected ways. Lily had entered his life on a cold, lonely night. But now, together, they were building warmth and light. And no matter what the future held, Alex was ready to face it, hand in hand with the little girl who had changed his world forever. Even as Alex and Lily settled into their new life together, the questions about her past continued to haunt him. The mystery of who Lily was and where she came from tugged at his heart every single day. Alex knew that the note left with her was a cry for help, but it was also a plea for secrecy. Whoever had left Lily had vanished without a trace, and Alex was determined to find out why. He started by visiting local hospitals and clinics, hoping someone might recognize Lily or know her story. At the first hospital, Alex showed the note to the nurse. explaining everything. The nurse listened carefully but shook her head. No missing baby had been reported. Frustrated but not defeated, Alex moved on to the city's child welfare office. There, he met with a social worker who offered support and advice. She explained how abandoned children are often registered in a database, but that some disappear before they can be found. Alex asked if there was any way to search for Lily's family or learn more about the note. The social worker said she would look into it, but warned that these cases often remain unsolved. Determined not to wait, Alex turned to the power of the internet. He posted a carefully written message on social media, a photo of Lily with a gentle request for information. The post quickly spread, gathering shares and comments from strangers moved by their story. Some people sent messages offering help or sharing their own stories of adoption and family. Others warned Alex to be cautious. Not everyone on the internet could be trusted. Alex was careful. He didn't share too much personal information, but he was hopeful. Maybe someone out there knew something. Maybe someone could help. Along the way, Alex met people who changed his perspective. A woman who had been adopted herself reached out, offering encouragement and resources. A local journalist took interest in Lily's story, promising to write an article that might reach the right people. But there were also challenges. Some calls and messages brought confusion and pain. One man claimed to be Lily's uncle but refused to provide proof. Another woman insisted Lily belonged to her family, but her story didn't add up. Alex learned quickly to protect Lily from false hopes and heartbreak. Throughout this search, Alex never stopped caring for Lily. Every new lead, every dead end, only strengthened his determination to keep her safe. One evening, as he sat beside Lily's crib, Alex thought about the mother who had left her. What was she feeling? Fear? Desperation? Love? He wished he could tell her that Lily was safe now, loved, warm, and cared for. The search for answers was far from over, but Alex knew he wasn't alone. The kindness of strangers, the support of friends, and the growing bond with Lily gave him strength. Whatever the future held, Alex was ready to face it head-on. For Lily, he would uncover the truth, no matter how long it took, no matter how hard it was. And in the quiet moments, when the world was still and Lily's soft breathing filled the room, Alex allowed himself to hope. Hope that one day, the mystery would be solved and that Lily's story would have a happy ending. Alex had been searching for weeks, following every lead with hope and cautious optimism. Each day brought new questions, but no answers. Then, one rainy afternoon, everything changed. He was at the local library, scrolling through old newspaper archives and public records, hoping for a clue, when a familiar name caught his eye. It was in a small article tucked away in a corner of the paper, a story about a young woman who had gone missing nearly 5 years ago. The woman's name was Emily, and she looked hauntingly similar to the handwriting on the note Alex had found with Lily. His heart raced as he read on. Emily had been pregnant when she disappeared, leaving behind a family desperate for answers. The article mentioned that she had been afraid for her safety, but no one knew why. Police investigations had stalled, and the case had gone cold. Alex felt a cold shiver run down his spine. Could Emily be Lily's mother? Was the note a desperate message from her, left to protect her baby? Determined to find out, Alex dug deeper. He contacted the police department handling Emily's case, hoping for any updates. The officer he spoke with was sympathetic, but warned that without new evidence, the case might never be solved. But then came the unexpected. A few days later, Alex received a phone call from an unknown number. The voice on the other end was quiet but urgent. "I know who you are," the caller said, "and I know about the baby." Alex's heart pounded. The caller promised information, but only if Alex met them in person, at a secluded park on the edge of town. Fear and curiosity warred inside him, but Alex knew he had no choice. For Lily's sake, he had to know the truth. That evening, under the dim streetlights, Alex arrived at the park. A shadowy figure stepped forward, a man in his late 30s with tired eyes and a nervous smile. "My name is Mark," he said. "I was close to Emily. I want to help." Mark revealed a story Alex could hardly believe. Emily had been trapped in a dangerous situation, threatened by someone she once trusted. When the danger grew too great, she made the heartbreaking decision to leave Lily where Alex had found her, a place she hoped would be safe. Mark had kept watch from a distance, making sure Lily was cared for, but he never dared approach until now. The truth was shocking and painful. Emily had sacrificed everything to protect her child, and the danger that haunted her had not disappeared. Alex listened, overwhelmed by emotions, anger, sadness, and a fierce protectiveness for Lily. Mark handed Alex a small envelope, saying it contained proof of Emily's identity and the threat she had faced. Inside were letters and photos, pieces of a puzzle that finally began to make sense. Alex knew that his quiet life had changed forever. The danger was real, but so was the love and sacrifice behind it. As he held Lily close that night, Alex made a silent promise. No matter what came next, he would protect her from the past shadows. The shocking revelation had opened a door to answers and to new challenges, but Alex was ready. For Lily, he would face anything. The days that followed the shocking revelation were filled with uncertainty and hope. With Mark's help, Alex contacted the police again, this time armed with new evidence. The authorities promised to investigate the threats Emily had faced, and for the first time, Alex felt a flicker of relief. He thought about Emily often, the brave woman who had given everything to protect her daughter. Though she was still missing, Alex felt connected to her story, like a fragile thread weaving their lives together. For Lily, the danger seemed to fade with each passing day. She smiled more, laughed sometimes, and slowly blossomed in Alex's care. The little girl who had been left alone on a cold winter night was now surrounded by love and safety. Alex and Lily settled into a peaceful routine. Neighbors became friends, and the quiet apartment was filled with warmth and laughter. Alex found joy in the small moments, a shared smile, a sleepy hug, the soft sound of Lily's breathing as she fell asleep. The mystery of Lily's past wasn't completely solved, but Alex understood that some stories take time. What mattered most was the present, the family they were becoming. Alex made plans for the future, dreaming of the days when Lily would ask about her mother, when he could tell her about Emily's courage and love. He knew there would be hard questions and challenges, but he was ready, because now Alex wasn't alone. He had Lily, a living reminder that even in the darkest nights, hope could be found. On a bright spring morning, Alex took Lily to the park, the same one where he had first met Mark. The sun warmed their faces, and Lily's laughter echoed through the trees. Alex smiled, feeling a deep peace he hadn't known before. Life had brought unexpected trials, but it had also brought a new beginning. As he watched Lily play in the sunlight, Alex knew one thing for sure. No matter what the future held, they would face it together, with love, courage, and hope.